Vishnu Purana. Introduction and Origin of the Universe. Sage Parashara, the exponent of Vishnu Purana, had narrated this treatise to Maitreya. Sage Sutta inherited it from Maitreya. The text presented here is narrated by Sutta. Sutta said, one day, Maitreya greeted Sage Parashara and said, Gurudeva, you have studied all the scriptures. I wish to hear the tale of universe's origin from you. How will be the ages that are about to come? What is the reason for this whole creation? Who created it? Where did it exist? Whom did it mingle with? And with whom it will annihilate eventually? Apart from these, I also wish to hear about the expansion of fathomless sky, origin of ocean and mountains, origin of earth, expansion of the sun, division of time in 4 ages, pralaya, religion, sages, kings, creation of Vedas by Veda Vyasa, origin of 4 classes in society and system of 4 ashramas in one's life. Parashara says, Maitreya, you have reminded me today of the description once made by my grandfather Vasishtha, when I learnt that the monster, which was created by Vishwamitra, had devoured my father. I grew quite angry and started a yajna to destroy all the monsters. The yajna destroyed such a large number of monsters that the whole race began to face the fear of extinction. My grandfather consoled me that too much anger was not good and that all the monsters could not be blamed for my father's death. According to my grandfather was sure to face such a fate ultimately. Only the fools get angry. A human being bears the fruit of his deeds himself, O son. Anger destroys all the virtues of penance. Hence, ascetics always shun anger. Hence, stop this yajna for forgiving has always been the virtue of ascetics. Thus, convinced by my grandfather, I stopped the yajna. At the same time, Brahma's son, Pulastya, arrived there and said, despite your anger, you forgave the monsters when convinced by your grandfather Vasishtha. You will learn all the scriptures and give commentaries on Puranas. You will also learn the real appearance of the gods. Vasishtha also endorsed these words of Pulastya. O Maitreya, now I narrate to you the whole contents of Purana. This whole universe has originated from Lord Vishnu. It is existing within him and will annihilate in him eventually. Parashara says, the trinity of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh is also known as the creator, the preserver and the destroyer. All of them save the devotees, all of them have equal importance. Still, preserver who fosters and protects all the living beings is far more significant. I salute to him and narrate the tale that was once narrated by Brahma to all the Dakshas. Dakshas had narrated this tale to the king Purakutsa at the bank of the river Narmada. In turn, Purakutsa narrated this tale to Saraswati, who narrated it to me. O Brahmin! Lord is eternal and endless. Hence, origin of universe, its existence and annihilation are also unending processes. During the period of pralaya, the nature exists in a state of equilibrium. It is during this period that Purusha, masculine forces of creation, separates from Prakriti, feminine forces of creation, and Kalrupa of Vishnu, eternal, unending form of the Lord, is manifested. Lord Vishnu is beyond all the bonding of life. Like birth, growth, intelligence, senses, decay and death, Purusha is the first appearance of Lord Vishnu. Prakriti is the manifestation of his action while Kalrupa is his supreme appearance. During the pralaya, there was neither day nor night, neither earth nor sky and neither darkness nor light. At the subsidence of pralaya, with his desire, the Lord entered the Purusha who is beyond all bonding. His entry stimulated the process of creation. First of all, a single great element originated encompassing all the other lesser elements. From this great element originated 3 egos, Sattvic, Rajas, and Tamas. Tamas created sky with sound as the main virtue. The sky then created the sense of touch. Touch produced air. Hence, Touch is the main feature of air. No one can see air but only have an experience of it through touch. Air created Rupa, which gave birth to fire with Rupa as its main virtue. Fire gave birth to taste. Taste produced water with taste as its main property. From water originated scent, which produced earth with scent as the main feature. These senses have no special expression. The ego rajas produced 10 sense organs, whereas the ruling deities of these organs were produced by sattvic ego. Thus, the 10 deities who rule 10 sense organs and the 11th entity mind are sattvic in nature: skin, eyes, ears, nose and tongue. These 5 organs aid the mind in its function. O Maitreya! Anus, sex organs, hands, legs and speech organs are the 5 organs that help in action. Actions like excretion, reproduction, movement and speech are carried out with the help of these 5 organs. All the 5 elements like sky, air, fire, water and earth are full of emotions. Hence, they are also known to have a special significance. All these elements have different and distinct powers. Without their combination, creation of the universe was impossible. In the beginning, all these elements were present in the great ball or egg, which came into existence because of the inspiration of the Lord. As this ball increased in size, it formed the base as Prakriti, in which Lord Vishnu himself entered as Hiranyagarbha. When the universe comes into existence, Lord Vishnu fosters it till the end of Kalpa. At the end of Kalpa, Lord Vishnu himself devours the entire physical elements in Rudra appearance. During that time, he inundates the entire universe and himself sleeps on Sheshur in Kshirsarga. When he awakes once again, he begins the process of creation in the appearance of Brahma. Birth of Brahma and earth saved by Varaha. At the end of the previous Kalpa, when Brahma awakened from his long slumber, he saw all the worlds devoid of everything. With a desire to save the earth from the depth of unfathomable inundation, he took the appearance of Varaha. Entering the water, he reached Putala. Seeing him, the earth prayed him with respect. Hearing her prayers, the Lord roared with frightening sound. Then, he supported the earth on his great incisors and came out from the abysmal depth. When he was rising, his breath produced big sprays of water, which drenched sinless sages, while the force of his breath frightened common creatures. When the Lord emerged from the water, all the sages prayed him with reverence and respect. Very soon, the Lord installed the earth at a position far above the unending stretches of water. Then, Lord carved out the topographical features on earth and divided it into many divisions and created all the 4 worlds. Then Lord Vishnu in the guise of Brahma carried out the process of creation. As soon as Brahma thought of creation, Tamoguni, full of darkness, creatures were the first to appear. Absence of knowledge and presence of evils like attachment, anger etc., were the main virtues of these creatures. These creatures include lower organisms, trees, shrubs, creepers, plants and grasses. These together constitute the primitive world. Their creation was followed by the appearance of animals and birds, which are devoid of wisdom and are full of ego. They are also unaware of the nature of another organism of their status. Still unsatisfied with his creation, Lord created the next world, which has a somewhat elevated position. The living beings that were produced in this world had internal and external knowledge, power of reflection and loved physical comforts. Though this creation pleased the Lord, he was still unsatisfied, so he created the next world, which was situated at a somewhat lower position. This new world had excess of all the 3 virtues. Human beings populate this world, and because of excessive vices, they are full of sorrow but at the same time, highly active, have internal and external knowledge and are able to attain their goals. The first few creations had resulted from the thoughts of the Lord. For the creation of the gods, the demons, Pitraganas, human beings and water, the Lord decided to use his body. Thus, the demons were the first to emerge from his thighs. The Lord then shed his dark body, which formed the night. Then from his mouth, the Lord produced the gods who had sattvic virtues. The Lord then shed his sattvic body as well, from which the day came into being. It is also the reason why the gods acquire more strength in day and the demons are stronger during nights. Then the Lord acquired yet another body and behaved like Pitraganas to produce Pitraganas before shedding that body too, which gave rise to the dusk, the twilight between the day and the night. Thereafter, the Lord acquired a new body with Raja's virtue, from which the human beings were produced. When the Lord shed that Raja's body, it formed dawn, the twilight between the night and the day. It also explains why the human beings are stronger at dawn and Pitraganas at dusk. Then the Lord assumed yet another body with Raja's virtues and produced desire from it. The desire gave birth to lust, staying in the darkness. Then the Lord created the world, which is full of desire and lust. In that world, many ugly-looking human beings, who had long beard and moustache, appeared and ran towards him. Among those who said, "Protect him," came to be known as Rakshasas, demons, and those who said, "We will eat him," came to be known as Yakshas. Then the angry Lord produced aggressive carnivores. Thereafter, the singing Lord produced Gandharvas. Thus, by turns, the Lord produced birds, sheep, goat, cow, horse, elephant, donkey, deer, camel, pony from his age, chest, mouth, belly and feet respectively. From the innumerable body hair of the Lord, fruits, flowers and herbs were produced. From his east-facing head, Lord produced Gayatri mantra, Rig Veda, and Yajas. From his south-facing head, he produced Yajurveda. From west-facing head, he produced Samaveda, and from his north-facing head, he produced Atharvaveda. Divisions of earth and origin of cereals. With the desire of creating the world, Brahma produced different kinds of human beings from his different organs. Thus, from his mouth, Brahmins appeared, Kshatriyas appeared from his chest, Vaishyas from his thighs, and from his feet, Shudras appeared. Thus, physical body is the greatest means for human beings in order to achieve his goals. With time, the human beings lost their divine virtues and perfections. Jealousy, sorrow, decay and infighting began to rise among the people. In order to earn their livelihood and run their life peacefully, the human beings developed agriculture and other handicrafts. Oats, age, paddy, barley, wheat, lesser cereals, sesame, millet, rice, peas, pulses, beans, rye, gram flour and hemp are common agricultural produce that have edible as well as medicinal values in the villages. These and other produce are also used as oblations in the yajas because all of them have produced as a result of yajas. Performing yajas daily is the most virtuous exercise that every human being should undertake. This destroys the sins committed by common people. Birth of Prajapatis. At one point, the process of creation got saturated and no increase took place in the number of living beings. Then, with a desire of continuing the creation, Lord created 9 sages from his thought. Then he produced 9 daughters and handed them over as the wives to those 9 sages. When initially produced sons of Brahma took to asceticism, he got very much infuriated. His anger was enough to burn all the 3 worlds. From this anger, Rudra originated, who was shining like the sun. Rudra had appeared in half masculine and half feminine form. Immediately after his appearance, Rudra separated his body into 11 male parts and 11 female parts. Then Swayambhu Manu appeared from the body of Brahma. He agreed to follow Brahma's dictate of continuing creation. He got a woman Shatrupa who had also appeared along with him. Together they begot 2 sons, Prayavaratu and Utanpad, and 2 daughters, Prasuti and Akuti. These 2 daughters were married to Daksha and Prajapati respectively. Prajapati and Akuti gave birth to twins, Yaju and Dakshana. Yaju and Dakshana got married and produced 12 sons who later on came to be known as Yam, the gods. Daksha and Prasuti produced 24 daughters, 13 of which were married to Dharma. The remaining 11 daughters were married to Bhrigu, Shiva, Marichi, Angira, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kratu, Atri, Vashishta, Agni, and Pitas. From his 13 wives, Dharma produced Kama, Dapa, Nam, Santosh, Lobha, Shrit, Dand, Naya, Vinay, Bod, Vyavas, Kshima, Suk, and Yash. Kama got married to Rati and produced Harsh. Dapa married Hinsa and produced a son Anrit and a daughter Nikriti. Anrit and Nikriti got married and produced Baya and Narak and their wives Maya and Vedana. Maya produced Mritu, the destroyer of all the creatures in the world. Vedana produced a son, Duk. Mritu produced Vadi, Chara, Shok, Trishana, and Krodh. These are all the fierce appearances of Lord Vishnu and cause pralaya. The omnipresent eternal God creates this world in the form of Manas, protects it and ultimately destroys it. There are 4 kinds of pralaya: Namitic, Prakritik, Atyantic, and Nitya. Among them, Namitic is Brahma pralaya, during which God takes a nap. During Prakritik pralaya, the universe annihilates in nature. Annihilation of yogi in the Supreme Being is Atyantic pralaya, and a decay of physical elements that continues day and night is Nitya pralaya.